Welcome to the Paddle and Fin Podcast, the Bass Fishing for Noobs segment, where we try to improve our skills as an angler by learning new techniques or improving the ones we already know. I'm your host, Ryan Milford. Welcome back to the Paddle and Fin Podcast. This is the Bass Fishing for Noobs segment. I'm your host, Ryan. We got the co-host, Sean.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And today we have a country music singer slash bass angler slash YouTuber. We got Mr. JL Fulks, or RoadAnglerTV. Welcome to the
How's
show.
it going? Hey, great to be here.
So we follow each other on Instagram and stuff, and you live pretty close to me. You're originally from Florida, correct?
Originally, I'm from South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
I moved down to Florida like 8 or 9 years ago, and then I just moved here to Nashville like 6 months ago.
Okay, sweet.
So,
Yeah. So I got interested in you because you fish a lot of the same areas that I like to fish, and so yeah. How about instead of me trying to tell everybody who you are and everything, why don't I let you introduce yourself and tell people who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff?
Okay, cool. Well, my name's JL Fulks. I was born and raised in Greenville, South Carolina for 21 years, and I've been playing music professionally since I was 13. Well, professionally for 10 years, but I've been playing guitar and everything since I was 13, and fishing since I was probably that young or younger. But didn't get serious into like bass fishing and stuff until I moved down to Florida, and I was living with a buddy of mine who had a lake in his backyard. And I went out there one day and just like tossed a grub like on a jig and pulled up a peacock bass. And I had never seen a fish like that before. And I'm like, whoa, this is freaking awesome. So I kind of discovered like this really awesome fishery in my backyard. And then I fell in love with like kayak fishing shortly after that. So I combined like the fishing in my backyard to like my friends taking me down the river in South Carolina. And I just kind of like, because at that point in my life, I was kind of like searching for a new outlet because like all I was doing was just playing music like every day. And I was looking for something, and I discovered like kayak fishing, and that was kind of like my new outlet. And I love it. And I started like a YouTube channel where I use my own original music in the videos, and then I just go out and try to catch fish and stuff. So try to film my adventures.
Sounds awesome.
Yep.
Yep.
I tell everybody I'm living the dream. I get to play music and fish every day.
You mentioned Vibe kayaks. Is that what you fish out of, or what are you fishing out of?
Yeah, I fish out of them. I'm on their pro team too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a Seaghost 111 and a Yellowfin 120. Is that right?
Yeah, I got the Seaghost 110 and the Yellowfin 120, and then I got one Yellowfin 100 down in Florida, and then I got another one coming from my girlfriend.
Nice.
So, but trying to get on the new Shearwater pretty soon.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are right now. A lot of people, the whole coronavirus and everything has really delayed that.
Yeah, that really hit them hard too. Like parts and stuff like coming from different places and everything. I screwed a lot of things up, but
yeah. So you mentioned that you don't have a fish finder, and I've noticed that in your YouTube videos. And that's made me kind of interested with you traveling around a lot, hitting all these different bodies of water. Like, that's got to make it harder to break down those bodies of water, not having that tool, right?
Yeah, like in Texas and stuff, like they're not that deep either.
Okay.
And it's, anywhere, like I'm fine fishing like a place unless it's like really deep water, like you're like in the middle of a lake, and you're just finding them and you're just dropping down, But I did have a fish finder for a little while, and then like I had to store my kayak outside, and some of the wires got all corroded and stuff. So I looked up like wires to like replace it, and they were just as much as the fish finder. So I kind of like took a little time to get a new one, but I just ordered a new one, so I've got a pretty sweet setup where I could just like go right onto the gear track, come right off. So it's gonna make it a lot easier.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have set up. I just got a new kayak myself, and on my Vibe Seaghost I had it mounted right there on the center console.
Yeah.
But which you got the newer, like what? You got the newer Seaghost.
Yeah, like the 2019 generation.
Yeah, so it's got the gear track on the center console on the Seaghost.
Yeah.
Well, I had the older model, like the old console,
yeah.
so I had to like screw it down. But yeah, I'm gonna have mine in the gear track on my new kayak now.
Yeah. Yeah, I just ordered like a cell block and a transducer arm, so I can put it all on one piece and just put on the side gear track, just like take it on and off, and I could just take it to the Seaghost or the Elephant, whichever one I want to take out.
Yeah, that's a good deal. What kind of fish finder did you end up going with?
It was a low range, like Hook 2, I think it was.
Is it the smaller, cheaper one, the 4X? Or?
Yeah, I think it was like $100 or something.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Yeah. I think like unless you're like doing some serious tournaments, I think that's all you really need.
Well, I think if you lived without it for so long and were successful somewhat, then that's got to be, as much as it's hard to do, but if you can do it and be successful, your confidence level's got to go way up. So.
Yeah. That was like the problem. Like when I first moved here, like I was like catching nice fish, especially like on top water. Like that was like I was just throwing nothing but top water. And then like when fall hit, like it was like it went from like summer to winter, like boom, like overnight. Like it just changed real quick. It went from like being 90 to like 30, like real quick. And then like I was throwing a jig, and I was getting them on the jig, and then all of a sudden nothing. Like they must have went like super deep, and that's when I was like, man, I wish I had a fish finder, because like I don't know where. Like I'm going out here for like 5-6 hours. I'm not even getting a bite,
Yeah, that's actually when I got my fish finder. I got mine around Thanksgiving, and but it still didn't do me no good over the winter because I had no idea how to use the thing. So I've been trying to learn it. But yeah, I feel like I'm getting better with it myself. We just did a episode with Bass Geek from over on YouTube for the last week's episode. So you got the YouTube channel. How long have you been doing that?
I think about 2 years now. Like it's taken me about 2 years to get monetized and everything, but now monetized. I noticed like YouTube's kicking me some boosts here and there, so it's starting to take off now. I'm noticing, especially here in Tennessee, I'm noticing like all the videos here like seem to get more traffic than down in Florida. I think because there's more of a scene for it here.
Really?
Which is surprising. I think like as far as like freshwater goes, there's not a pretty big scene for it down there, but I think like offshore, like saltwater, there's more of a scene. But
wow, that's really surprising.
Yeah.
But
that was another reason why I was pretty happy about like moving here, because if you think about it, Tennessee, like as far as like kayak bass fishing, like I'd say it's one of the best states, in the country for it. I'd say Tennessee, Florida, Texas, but Florida doesn't have the scene like it does here and in Texas and stuff. I don't know. You just don't have it. I guess because there's a lot of gators and stuff too down in Florida. Like that was another thing. Like fishing down in Florida, gators are cool. You don't really got to worry about them, but you're always kind of like watching your back. And I didn't kind of like that. Like you're always kind of like keeping your wits about you, because there could be like some 12 or 15 foot gator that just pops up next to you. You never know. So.
Yeah, you're not the biggest fish in the pond down there all the time. So.
Yeah. like fishing in the Everglades or Lake Okeechobee, like I'd have to be in a boat. Like I don't want to be on a kayak out there. There's dinosaurs out there. It's crazy.
I've heard they don't really mess with you as long as you leave them alone, unless it's mating season. Then you really want to stay away.
Yeah, I mean, I've went down like some skinny rivers with some big gators before, and I'll never forget this one time I watched my girlfriend paddle right by like a 15-footer, and it moved a little bit, and like, you know, I don't know, I don't trust the big ones. The small ones are cool, but the big ones, you know, they're man eaters.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
Nah, me neither.
Yeah, you know, like, small ones are cool. You know, like if they're smaller than me or my size, yeah, I don't worry about them. But if there's like one that's got a head this big, you know, it's, those things, that's a dinosaur.
So, getting into YouTube, what would you say was like the biggest struggle, like like first starting out?
You know, it's YouTube is a different game now than when it first started, because I remember when my artist channel was monetized and I only had like 100 subscribers. So, but now since YouTube got in some kind of like settlement or something, and they lost like a bunch of money, and now they're making people like you can only monetize if you have 1,000 subscribers. So the struggle with YouTube is getting that first 1,000 subscribers, and it's really tough. Like for when you first start, and it's when you start a YouTube channel, you really got to think of it like as a commitment for at least 3 years, because like I'd say like the most like disappointing thing about YouTube is you can go and make like a video where you're just slaying them, you know, and like you put it out and it only get like a couple hundred views, and you're like, dude, that video should be like 1 million views. That's so much better than a lot of people out there. Like, and that's how YouTube is. But like, you really got to do like your research as far as like tagging and like the different like tools that YouTube gives you. Because like I remember like last week I spent probably 2 days just going through every one of my videos and putting a little thing that pops up with a iTunes link of my music. So like whenever like a song is playing on my channel now, say it's my song "The River" or whatever, a little thing will pop up and be like, "Download this song on iTunes," you know. And I had to do that for like 100 videos, and that like took me like 2 days to do it, you know. Like so like little things like that can go like a long way though. But YouTube, it's a commitment, and you got to put out good content. It doesn't always have to be giant fish. It could be more, you know, about the B-roll and the adventure and stuff like that, you know. But you know, try not to be corny. Try not to you know, over exaggerate like a catch or something, you know, because then you might get like a bunch of thumbs down or something. You know, it's I'm still figuring it out, but it's starting to take off now. You know, but the thing about YouTube is you got to put out a video at least once a week. So you got to commit to at least 3 years of trying to put out a video at least once a week. If you could put out 2 or 3, then that's even better. But if you could put out one every week, then you'll start to see like your numbers, like, you know, start generating, because YouTube wants people that are constantly putting out content because they're going to make money off it. So
right.
if you put up a video, you say you're hot and you put like 5 videos up, you know, like your first month, and then all of a sudden you go like a month or 2 without putting something up, then you're going to fall down the algorithm. Next time you post, no one's going to see it. So you got to like really, you know, stick to it, you know, try to do it every week. And another thing is like every time you put out a video, that's another chance that video could go viral. And I've seen it with a couple of mine. Like there's like a fly fishing one I've got that all of a sudden just took off, and it's got like 20,000 views right now. So, but that was just like a random, like my first time fly fishing at the beach, you know, and it was one of those videos where I was slaying them, you know. But I've learned that how-to videos and like reviews are the ones that get the most like views. Like anything that you can make where somebody, because if you think about it, anyone who uses YouTube, they use it to benefit themselves, like to learn something.
Mm-hmm.
That this is like the careless generation of what's going to benefit me. So if you could put something out there that's going to benefit other people, like I put out a lot of like kayak reviews and stuff, so people go on there, discover like a kayak, they're looking into, check out my reviews, subscribe to the channel. Oh, he's a musician too. I'll go check out his music too. So that's
I mean, that's kind of like how I did. What I found you on Instagram, and then saw like the music thing, and you mentioned your song, "The River." I'm really into that song. It's kind of got like a almost like a older kind of, I guess, a bluesy kind of feel to it, but it's kind of upbeat. And yeah, I like that song.
That's cool.
What was I about to say?
Yeah, it's become like the theme song.
Yeah, yeah. And you got like a really well put together intro as well. Did you like have somebody like professional do that for you, or did you put that together, or?
So I edited that intro and made it myself, but some of the shots are from some of my music videos and stuff, which I've actually had like professional like guys in there and stuff, like a couple of drone shots where I've hired some guys to get some shots, but I just try to take some of my best clips and just kind of put it into like a 20-25 second intro, Yeah. Try to make it badass,
The drone shot, I assume it has to be a drone. That last shot at the end of it, where it's like
it
on you, then it zooms. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He did like a boomerang of that, where it just like went back and forth. So I just like cut it in half and just had it zoom out. But
sweet. And
editing's another big thing for YouTube. Like I've been kind of like editing videos even like since I was like a teenager. But as far as that goes, like I use not Movie Maker, iMovie right now. I want to invest into something better, but right now iMovie's kind of doing it for me. Kind of got it down, but it's good to have better tools than that, like Pro Tools, that you can utilize.
But you do have like some pretty good put together videos for using maybe not state of the art technology. Mm-hmm. But something that I did want to bring up, I blanked a minute ago after you were talking about it. You're talking about how-to videos and review videos being big. Well, it makes sense if you look at like say Tactical Bassin, where pretty like all their videos are how-to, and
absolutely
they have like a million subscribers. They're killing it with that, and everybody knows who they are in the fishing world.
Oh yeah, no, they really are. I watch a lot of their videos, man. They got a lot of good stuff. Yeah, like a lot of cool like underwater bass footage and stuff too. That kind of, they've got the right idea because like we were talking about like how to like anyone that's gonna go on like online to watch fishing videos is because they want to like learn how to catch fish, or like see how somebody does something. So if you put up like a video like how to use a wacky rig, like or something like that, that may get more like views than the video of you just like, ripping lips. So that's kind of like how YouTube works. Like you'll see some of your videos that are like, that was an okay video, and then you'll see it just take off all of a sudden. It's like, why did that one have to take off and not this one?
Yeah.
Like killer. But that's kind of how YouTube works. It's, they'll throw you kickback. Once you get monetized, I've noticed that they'll start like pushing your videos more. So you got to get past that 1,000 subscriber and the watch time, which takes forever. But once you get past that, YouTube will start like throwing you some bones because they're going to make money off it too. So, but I promote a lot through like Facebook groups and stuff too. You get a lot of haters every now and then, but I just do it because it gets out there and a lot of people discover you that way. But any way to kind of like boost those views, a little bit and try to beat that YouTube algorithm. You want to fall into that algorithm where, it starts taking off. And it takes like a few hundred views at a quick rate for it to start taking off,
Did you start out with YouTube with that in mind, or were you just kind of trying to tell a story, or just trying to spread your music, and that was a good way to do it, or?
Yeah, you know, like, well, like I put like a couple, like I did a couple videos like on my artist channel, and then I kind of like realized like, you know, I don't want to do it on my artist channel. I want to kind of like make something separate, and I was following like some YouTubers at that point that I really like kayak anglers, and then I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna go out and just film my adventures and put my music out there for people to discover and listen to, and then it started like kind of taking off, and then I started getting more serious about it and stuff, and now I think I'm gonna try to start doing some tournaments and stuff, then like filming my action during some tournaments. I've always wanted, like, I've done a few tournaments, but I wish I could do more, but usually like they're going on during the weekend, and that's when I'm playing music and stuff, you know. Right. So that was always, you know, the hard part. Or like I had a gig at like 2 a.m. and had to get up at 6 for the tournament or something. So, you know, it's tough. But now with this coronavirus thing, you know, like I want to try to get into it.